Overthinking is often used in modern society as a term where instead of living in the moment, we think about something that might happen. By overthinking, we become anxious because we worry about things that may not even occur. When it comes to discussing marijuana cultivation, rather than worrying about what could happen, being mindful of what is happening is the best approach. You don't want to be overly stressed because you'll start thinking about what could go wrong. Then you'll start preparing yourself for every possible scenario that might happen. You'll get stuck in paranoia and forget to enjoy your time indoors, cultivating marijuana. Overthinking occurs when you worry about things that could go wrong or obsessively think about something, even if there's no real need for it. When you start overthinking, instead of focusing on the present moment and how much you will enjoy your party, you begin to think about what could go wrong. You might spend hours worrying if your friends will come, or if you'll be invited, or how your date will react. If you try to anticipate whether you will fail or succeed, you will always end up feeling disappointed. Not only will you feel disappointed and anxious about it, but you'll also spend your entire day focusing on it instead of enjoying your time, perhaps, cultivating your interests indoors. Therefore, whatever you're doing right now, just stay in that moment and enjoy it. Don't let those negative thoughts take over your mind. Just live in the moment and enjoy every step of the way. What causes overthinking? The first cause is overthinking occurs when a person is thinking about every possible outcome of a situation and is worrying about the result. When this happens, any decision becomes difficult and time-consuming. If you find yourself passionate about something, take a break and do something else. If you feel compelled to keep thinking about what happened, chances are you've already thought about it a lot. Take some time away from that situation and think about it before moving forward. You won't regret taking your time and doing what's right and necessary. The second reason is insecurity. If you feel insecure, chances are you're not being truthful to yourself and the people around you. When people say you look good, they mean it. Negative comments should not be entertained, even if they come from loved ones. These people don't know you well enough to make such statements. Remember that you are beautiful inside and out. The third reason is perfectionism. Perfectionists believe they are worthy of everything perfect in their lives. While perfection often seems ideal, achieving it for oneself or anyone else is often impossible. Accepting imperfections and embracing them as opportunities allows you to create unique experiences and lasting memories. The fourth reason is procrastination. Procrastinators put off work until the last minute. While it may seem like a good idea at first, procrastination rarely yields good results. As time passes, things pile up and become overwhelming. Help yourself and start working towards your goals today. The fifth reason is worry or depression. Worry and depression stem from various factors. Some people experience these emotions in response to certain situations, while others suffer from them constantly. Nonetheless, both worry and depression are mental illnesses that require professional help. If you suspect that you are experiencing any of these emotions, seek medical assistance. How to stop overthinking? Overthinking is a mental state where you focus on negative thoughts and emotions rather than positive ones. If you have a tendency towards overthinking, try some of the strategies mentioned in this video when you feel anxious. The first way is be cautious of negative self-talk. When you worry for hours, it's easier to blame yourself than to deal with the problem. Before blaming yourself, ask yourself if you are really responsible for these emotions. What am I doing to worry myself? Can I do something else to feel better? Self-reflection is difficult, but reminding yourself that you are not entirely responsible for your worry can help you regain control. The second way is consider your environment. If you analyze everything around you excessively, it may be time to look outside for some peace and tranquility. Take a walk in nature, swim, or sit quietly in a place where you won't hear any distracting noise. You may be reluctant to leave home for fear of what people might say, but if you're having trouble relaxing, you can find a way to enjoy yourself without causing any major disruption. The third way is learn to separate facts from opinions. It's essential to understand the difference between what is true and what is not. Don't fill your mind with information that is not fact-based. We often imagine the worst-case scenario and think about how we'll handle certain situations. But what if you found out tomorrow that the person who rejected you isn't interested in dating anyone? What if you weren't invited to the party? Do you really want to know? Probably not. So stop focusing on those negative possibilities. Accept whatever comes your way. The fourth way is focus on the present moment. We tend to analyze our past experiences, especially the bad memories, more than necessary. The problem with this is that when we focus on them, it makes us feel even worse. Remembering a sad event makes you feel sadder, but remembering a happy event brings joy. By focusing on the present moment, you keep yourself in the best position to handle future events. The fifth way is try deep breathing exercises. Deep breathing provides relaxation and slows down your heart rate. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Repeat until your chest expands fully. You should also feel the expansion of your lungs. After taking slow and steady breaths for about 10 minutes, you will notice that your body has become calm and your mind has become clear. When you are ready, proceed to the next technique. The sixth way is create a distraction plan. When you are feeling anxious, distracting yourself is a great way to keep busy. You may have already planned some distractions for the weekend, but if you haven't thought of anything specific, here are some ideas. Read a book, go to the gym, try swimming, etc. An anecdote. How to stop overthinking. Let's try to understand more about how to stop overthinking through this story. This story will teach you how to stop overthinking. It will tell you how to silence the mind's chatter. In this story, you will learn the fastest way to stop overthinking. Once upon a time, there was a young man who lived in a village. He struggled with not being able to forget all the bad memories. He always kept thinking about the same thing over and over again. If someone said something to him or something went wrong with him, he would keep thinking about that incident all day long. His mind was always occupied with the same thing. Then he either blamed his fate or blamed God for the bad event that happened in his life. He would keep thinking about taking revenge on the person who had said something wrong to him or had done something wrong to him due to his habit of overthinking. He also did not have good relationships with people. He was not able to do any work. Well, seeing his condition, he was always in stress or mental unrest. One of his friends advised him to visit their Zen master who lived in the nearby Buddhist monastery. So, you should go to him. They will surely provide some solution to your mental problem. The young man went to the Zen master and told him about his problem of constantly thinking about the same event and not being able to forget old, bad memories. After listening to the young man's problem, without giving any answer, the Zen master got up and walked away into the monastery. The young man felt a little strange, but he waited for their return there. After a while, the Zen master came back with a glass of water in his hand. The Zen master approached the young man and stood in front of him. Holding the glass of water in his hand straight, he asked the young man, "Can you tell me how much this glass weighs?" The young man replied, "I cannot say exactly, but the weight of this glass is very light." The Zen master said, "Exactly right. My question is, what will happen if I hold this glass like this for a minute?" The young man said, "Nothing will happen." The Zen master said, "Exactly. If I hold this glass for an hour, what will happen?" The young man replied, "Master, your hands and feet may start hurting. You may experience severe muscle tension, and you may need to go to the hospital." The Zen master said, "Very good. But did the weight of the glass change during this time?" The young man said, "No, master, the weight did not change." "Then why was there pain in the arm, and why muscle pain?" the master asked. The boy remained silent. "Now what should be done to get rid of this pain?" the Zen master asked again. The boy said, "Master, it's simple. Just put the glass down." The Zen master said, "You're absolutely right. That's what I wanted to hear." Then he placed the glass down. Struggles in life are like this. People pay too much attention to life's problems. If you keep it in your mind for a while and then let it go, you will feel that everything is fine. If you dwell on it for more than a moment, you will start to feel distressed. And if you keep thinking about it all day long, it will torment you. Then you'll be filled with worry, stress, and depression, and you won't be able to focus on anything else. We all go through struggles in our lives, but that doesn't mean we have to constantly dwell on them. Instead, it's important to learn from our past mistakes and move forward in our lives. If you keep doing the same thing, like that glass of water, it will only bring pain into your life. Therefore, it's important to remember that no matter what happens during the day, leave your stresses and worries behind before the evening, because you can set all your burdens down. Don't carry them with you through the night and into the next day. If you still feel the burden of yesterday's stress, it's a strong indication that it's time to let go of the glass. So friends, through this story, you must have understood that the best way to avoid excessive thinking and worrying is to focus on your present situation. Instead of dwelling on the past, ensure that you concentrate on what you can control right now. Don't look back and don't dwell on how bad things were in the past because they won't change anything. Instead, focus solely on what's happening right now. What has happened before has no relevance to what is happening now. Instead, focus only on what is happening now and stop trying to predict what will happen in the future. Until you actually experience it, you don't know what will happen or whether you will succeed in your efforts.